Hey guys, welcome to the video. We're extremely excited to share it with you. Over the last few weeks, we've had a chance to work on the bus some more. The vents are coming out really nicely. Things aren't quite going as planned, but we'll get there for sure. We had the chance to do some tripping around and got to spend a morning at Eumundi Markets, which was awesome, and then made our way up to Mount Mee, where we went to one of my favorite restaurants of all time. The food was so good, and I swear I would go back in a second. Actually, Greg promised that we'd go back to the restaurant to celebrate hitting 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys could help us out with that at all, I would sincerely appreciate it. The next 2 weeks are gonna be keeping us really busy, but we're really enjoying making these videos and hope you guys are enjoying them too. Anyways, see you in 2 weeks. This place is big enough for someone to live in. Hey, I'm under the bus right now and I've been working away at getting the bolts out for the chair above. So we're only taking out one chair so that we'll be able to still have a passenger when driving the bus around. But these screws are in the most inconvenient places. Things are still... The screws are like in these little areas up here. They're really hard to get to. I end up having to hold the nut with one of these, and then Greg's above cranking away trying to get it out. So we've gotten one so far, and we're gonna work away on the other one. It's harder than I thought it would be, but luckily we're only taking one chair out, but we will eventually have to take the other one out too. Oh no. So today's going to be a big push. We're going to be here all day working away. We're starting with finishing off the rest of the vents on one side, and then we'll move over to the other. But in order to get that vent, we had to take out this chair. So we've been working on undoing the bolts. We just got the last one out. We're going to remove the seat, get that out of the bus, and then keep chopping. Good morning. So we have taken a few days from the bus just to get a whole bunch of other stuff done, but the last time we were here we ran into a little problem with cutting the vents out. So the vents up here are actually aluminum, or as you say here, aluminium, which is a little bit thicker and harder to cut than the tin plated vents that we were doing down there. So because of that, our angle grinder doesn't cut as well. It takes a long time, and then the angle it has to be at in order to get a tiny little fine little cut, it's just hard to do. It does smooth it out nicely. It would work, but it would mean that for this entire bus, we would probably spend the next 3 to 4 weeks just cutting and grinding. So Greg's gone out and got a new saw. We're gonna test it out today, see if that works. And from there, hopefully we can get these vents out properly. The saw is also the type that we're going to be using to cut the entire bus when we cut out the front. And yeah, so hopefully it'll be really useful. So the reciprocating saw may work a little too well. Without realizing what he was doing, Greg sliced up the vent and straight through an AC line. The gas rushed right out of the pipe and turned the bus into Chernobyl. I found a mask and ran back in to get some footage, but let's just say we're hoping that the summer heat holds off for a while, because that air conditioner is toast. After letting the bus air out a bit, we headed back in, masks and all. Unfortunately, the reciprocating saw doesn't cut close enough to the ceiling for us to be able to use it along the top of the vent, so the angle grinder was the way to go there. It was slow going and hard on the arms, but it did the job eventually. We then used the reciprocating saw to cut up through the vent. It cut really well, and we made sure to check for pipes and wires first. The reciprocating saw also worked really well for cutting along the bottom of the vents. It cut really well, although caused a lot of vibration. With the electric shears, once you find the right angle, they'll cut through the aluminum like butter, and definitely vibrate less than the reciprocating saw. The shears became my main weapon of choice. as I find them the most versatile and maneuverable. Our plan is to use the main frame of the vent to support our cabinetry. For this reason, we avoided cutting them, but it meant peeling and prying and pulling off the remaining piece of aluminum that was stuck to them. I swear this whole bus is just glued together. So this is Sasha. She snorts like a little piggy, but she's adorable. So I was driving down the road and saw this cute little adorable puppy on the sidewalk, I guess. And she was wearing a little purple jacket and just sniffing around, but didn't seem to have anyone around her, which kind of concerned me. So I doubled back just to double check, figured there's an owner standing close by watching, but there actually wasn't. When I slowed down, she came right up to the car, crossing the road, and said hello and was the sweetest little thing. So this morning has been spent trying to find her owners. So the neighbor who was close by as I was picking her up said that she actually belonged to a house just across the street. So I walked her up, knocked on the door a few times, no one answered, brought her back here, and we called the city council and the people who have all the animal registry information. We called them, gave her number and everything like that, and unfortunately they said they couldn't get in touch with the owners at this time. I went back with her to the neighbors, but they had left. I went across the street, so we're keeping her here today with us. I've left a note, I gave them my phone number, and I'm hoping they call soon. She doesn't seem too stressed or anything. We've given her some treats, some water, a little cozy bed to sleep on, and for now I think she's doing just great. There's your belly. There's your belly. Oh. I'm just happy to be an adopted little mama for the day. Thank you. So today we're going to hit up the Eumundi Markets. We're actually at the Fig Tree Cafe right now. Had a lovely breakfast. It was really, really good. And we're going to go check out the stalls. The Eumundi Market started in 1979, I think, with 3 stalls and have grown to be like 600 now, with clothes and jewelry and food, artisans, woodworking, like a ton of stuff. So we're going to check it all out, see what we can find, and hopefully stay warm because it's a little chilly this morning. Full day at the market. We've got a few things and chatted with some people, met a musician who Greg already knew. This place smells. Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, we are on our way to Mount Mee, spelled M-E-E. We were gonna spend the day at home doing some video editing and maybe some filming, but unfortunately one of our neighbors decided he wanted to grade his entire property over the last 2 days. So we have had a lovely little trench digger just kind of going non-stop on our neighbor's property. Instead, we decided to enjoy the beautiful day, take a lovely country drive, and see if we could find some nice views and some nice food. So we're going to a restaurant called Birches Restaurant at the top of Mount Mee. It's about an hour northwest of Brisbane. So we've made it here and we're excited to see what's inside, what the food is like. Also, the view is absolutely gorgeous. So it is absolutely gorgeous up here. We're at the top of Mount Mee right now. Greg has the drone up in the air just to see what footage we can get. I think it's gonna be a little windy for it up there. We tend to fly it mostly in the morning. So we're gonna go get some lunch soon. I'm kind of getting hungry, and their menu looked really good. The drive up here was gorgeous. We had this tiny little winding country road for about half an hour and got to go up the mountain with all the forests around us, and then it would open up and you just see cows and fields and little cottage houses. I was saying it would be lovely to live up on this mountain, except it would be brutal to have to get here every day. See you in there. So we're back here after a lovely meal. It was absolutely fantastic. They practically had to roll us out of the restaurant. We were there for like 3 hours. Greg had a steak. I had a lovely vegetarian mushrooms, like breaded mushrooms filled with cheese and stuff. So good. Delicious dessert. A wonderful 3 hours. Split a bottle of wine. Are still feeling it quite a bit, so we're gonna hang out here until we're good to go. Highly recommend it to absolutely anyone. So it's been a fantastic day. Is it bad that a part of me is almost hoping that our owners don't come back? Yeah, that's kind of bad.